I started playing piano when I was about 7 years old, and I wanted to play when I was 3, but my parents couldn't get me a piano that young. But I studied classical, then I got into jazz and pop music in high school, and then I studied jazz all throughout undergraduate and graduate studies. Coming to New York and studying jazz at the new school at age 18 is not easy. Okay, I remember the first week I came, I heard the other piano players and I heard the other people, and I was like, whoa, what am I in for? And I heard one of the best piano players in the world, Brad Meldau, like that same week, which was really cool and inspiring, but it was also like, wow, I have a lot to learn, because when I came here, I was not, I didn't know what to expect, I wasn't like dealing with the New York, I guess, energy. So practicing and like getting through all those different struggles and like, finding the right people to work with too, I think is a big thing, so that's very important, but those are like the struggles, like really getting through and learning the music, getting past like, hearing what other people are doing and like, any negativity, or they call in jazz vibing, so it's like getting past that is like the struggle, I think, and you learn to do that. You have to. I feel like I've studied a lot of jazz, and I've come up with my own style of playing jazz. Like a very modern jazz piano player as they sound. So I have that aspect of my playing, but I also studied like gospel music and like studio pop music as well. So like, and I really studied both, like really intensely, I really got deep into both of those styles. So I feel like I'm more of like a session player now, because I can do everything well, opposed to like a jazz player that plays pop, or a pop player that's trying to play jazz. So I feel like I'm kind of in both worlds. So I feel like a lot of people call me for their music because they know that I can do that. They know that I have that flexibility. I'm an educator. I teach at Columbia. I do a lot of like artistic teaching, like a lot of outreach, I guess. So I'm in the public schools a little bit today. So I'm teaching a bunch, but I'm also playing a lot. Every single day my schedule consists of like rehearsals, practice time, and then teaching, and then gigs. As soon as I got finished with school, I was like, okay, I just want to do as much as I can. I want to fill every single day up with lessons and like rehearsals, everything, okay? But then I realized that wasn't the right thing to do, because it was too much stuff. And I didn't have time to work on what I want. I didn't have time to practice and do what I love, because back when I was at the new school, I practiced 6 to 8 hours a day. So I plan it so every single weekday I practice piano from like pretty much every weekday, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And I don't schedule anything before that 12 p.m. So I have that time for myself. That's kind of like my reflective artist time, artist hours, So that's very important to me. And then after that, I'll set up rehearsals, I'll set up teaching, I'll set up lessons. I'm running around New York City all day after that. But that first 3 hours, 4 hours is all mine, which is really cool. But I always have a keyboard on my back. I'm always running. You'll probably see me with my keyboard on my back, like running to me. I'm running everywhere. So definitely performance is my main goals and my main things. That's my true love. But I also enjoy teaching. Like I said, I went to Columbia Teachers College, and I was able to work in the public schools for a couple months as a student teacher, and then I also was teaching in the public schools through Manhattan School of Music and the New School. So teaching is I love teaching students that really want to learn, opposed to like being there and it's like, you have to do the lesson, But that's my favorite thing, and so like teaching will always be a big part of who I am, because I love sharing my knowledge. So I love them all. I love playing music in general. So probably I would say they're all awesome. I mean, I treat every gig like it's a Stevie Wonder gig. Like say Stevie Wonder called me up tomorrow. That's how I treat every single gig. So I try to. I can't. I mean, the way that I am too, I can't cut a corner, I've like been trained to like really pay attention to the detail, and every gig, that makes every gig awesome for me, because if you put your all into every single gig, then, very important. I do have a couple of my own compositions. They're in the jazz styles. But recently I've been thinking a lot about producing my own stuff, my own, combination of jazz and pop and rock and everything that I'm into. Get that off the ground. But I do have some of my own compositions, but I would love to get more of my own stuff going. But right now I'm really focused on playing with other people and working with other artists. It can be collaborative and competitive, but I think that it is collaborative if you work with the right people, like I keep saying. But it is competitive, and that's the thing I love about it so much, because it really pushes me every single day. To just, for myself though, it's more so it's New York versus me, not like me versus somebody else. Okay, so as we all know, being New Yorkers, sometimes things can get kind of stressful, and that gets in the way too, because sometimes it's like you have all these different things coming at you. Really it's just like you don't have all these things come at you. You just gotta relax, So sometimes it can get in the way, just as far as like the hustle and bustle of the city can really get in the way. One of my goals is to, like I said earlier, is to produce my own recordings. Okay, one of my goals would be to have like my friends on the recording and all the people that I love working with, and then probably have like some of these amazing artists that I play with, like guests on different tracks, which would be really, really my true, like, awesome thing that I would love to do. And I think I'll be able to do that in the next 2-3 years, which would be really, really cool. So that, and I would love to participate in the Thelonious Monk jazz piano competition. It's like a very prestigious competition in jazz, and I never have auditioned for it, so that would be really awesome to do. And then pretty much one of my last goals would be, like, I would love to go on tour with an artist of like someone's music that I love. So it could be somebody that I'm playing with now. It could be like, say someone calls me like Billy Joel calls me up for a gig and he needs another piano player or something. New musicians move to the city. I'd probably say find a group of people that you love playing with, and also don't be afraid to play with people that are older than you. I've had the opportunity while I was studying at the New School to play with some amazing jazz musicians that are like, legends. So that was really cool, and you learn a lot from them. And then some of those guys, after I graduated, we still played together, which is really cool. But also, you have to find your group of people that you can kind of trust and that you can kind of grow with. I feel like that's really important. And, especially when everybody plays a different instrument, you can play together. But that's very important, I think. And I only got that like the last 4 years, of living here, but compared to the New School, all I was doing is just focus on myself. But then once you find your group of people that you can work with, and I know a lot of people have that, once you find that group of people, then you're kind of like, that's a big thing, I feel. So yeah. Why should people come see me play? Because I feel like that I have a unique voice on the instrument, but also I'm always playing with so many awesome artists all the time. And really, I'm trying to serve their music as best I can.